So tonight our fact check team looks at state income tax, specifically a proposition on November's ballot to amend the state constitution banning a personal income tax.
Well, there's confusion about whether or not that voting against the proposition means you're voting for a state income tax. So is that fact or fiction? Well, our fact check team looked into it and the answer is fiction. KRIS 6 News reporter Greg Chandler joins us now in the studio. And Greg, the proposition actually makes it harder to pass a state income tax.
That's exactly what it does, Paulo. We're talking about Proposition 4, and if it passes, it would amend the state constitution prohibiting a personal income tax. Now, that doesn't mean there won't ever be a state income tax in Texas, but lawmakers call the idea highly unlikely. Texas is one of 7 states which doesn't levy a personal income tax. It never has. And in 1993, a state constitutional amendment gave voters the power to ever approve one.
That's been the intent all along, to make it very difficult to ever pass an income tax in Texas.
Currently, a proposed income tax needs to pass both the state House and Senate just to get on the ballot. But if Proposition 4 passes, that tax would need a 2/3 supermajority in both houses.
Texas is still against the income tax. Texas is prohibiting an income tax, and we don't want it easy for somebody to put it out there. That's been pretty much the strong and bipartisan position of Texas.
Prop 4 started as House Joint Resolution 38. Republican Representatives Todd Hunter and J.M. Lozano co-sponsored that resolution, for which Democrat Abel Herrero voted yes. And in the Senate, Senators Juan Hinojosa and Lois Kolkhorst each voted in favor of HJR 38.
It sends the message that Texas is pro-people, pro-business, no income tax.
Representative Hunter says he can't see an income tax proposition ever getting on the ballot, especially if property and sales tax rates stay as they are.
Where to have high property and sales, the last thing we need is a personal income tax.
Now, as the proposition is written, a yes vote means you're against a personal income tax, while a no vote means you want to keep the law the way it is. And remember, Election Day is November 5th. Paula?
All right, Greg Chandler reporting in studio. Now, if there's something that you'd like for us to check the facts on, email us your suggestion to factcheck@kristv.com.